doing? Shifu Gregg here, again from the Authentic Shaolin Kung Fu School. I was going to have Shifu Lloyd do a little talking, but he's the strong silent type, so you're gonna have to deal with me today. So today we're going to be going over a little bit more of the Sanda, and we're going to learn and work on our switch fighting drills and switch fighting techniques, as well as clinching, right? Punching and kicking is great, but when you get to a clinch, are you comfortable in the clinch? Are you comfortable in close quarters fighting? And that's what we're going to be working with today, to feel comfortable. And that's pretty much it. So let's get started. Again, don't be confused. Just because we're using gloves, it doesn't mean we're doing kickboxing. I do Northern Shaolin Kung Fu. I've been doing Sanda and Shuai Jiao my whole life, so that's what I'm going to be teaching today. We're going to be going over Sanda principles, using the traditional techniques that a lot of people don't use. We're going to be using them today. Okay, so we're going to start off. Again, 1.5 foot away from my opponent. I'm never starting this close. I don't know what the situation is. I don't know how good my opponent is. I'm going to be working here, and my opponent's going to be throwing a lead reverse. And remember, I'm going to be using same side blocking. I'm not thinking right or left. You think right or left, something's going to go wrong. So we think same side. So right from here, I'm coming in, and I'm switching my body. As I switch my body, I'm using my stepping to set me up for the next technique that's coming in. So we learn how to switch fight. So from here, I'm coming in on my opponent. I want to be able to work these drills off of switch fighting. So if I come in here, all of a sudden now it's in the clinch. So from this clinch here, I'm going to work up here and work into my clinching technique. So right from here, we're going to work again. I got in here. He comes to clinch. I step back. From this position, this is the arm that's going to bring this in. From here, I bring the arm in and bring my opponent to the floor. So we want to work with this, feeling comfortable in a clinch. When my opponent gets me into this clinch, I bring this arm in, which is going to turn the head, which opens the technique for the drop. Okay? So we're going to do it in a little more of a realistic manner, where my opponent's coming in, and I'm launching my attack on my opponent, and I bring my opponent to the floor. One more time. We want to work these drills on real time. So when my opponent throws, I'm coming in on him, he's clinching. So it's not going to always work 100%. So a lot of the techniques need to be modified. So next drill, again, we're going to come off the 1.5 foot, and my opponent's going to throw the lead reverse. Again, I'm coming in. From this position, I'm using cannon fist, coming right across. My opponent throws, and I throw my elbow in. From here, I lift up the leg to bring my opponent to the floor. So, as we're moving, I come in here. Notice, the lifting of the back leg is what's helping my opponent. So one more time, we're going to break this down slow, and then we're going to go faster. So from same side movement, here I come across, right across. He throws, and instantly I throw my elbow and set him up with that toss. A little faster. We work the drill here, in, bring my opponent to the floor. One last time. We work the drill, same side, here, bring them right to the floor. So, working these drills and feeling comfortable is really important. Again, from the clinch, if my hands are inside and I get to the outside, I can pull this here. By pulling this from this position here, I can come right in and really put a lot of pressure and compress that neck and bring him right to me. He might want to try to step out at this point, and that's when we want to bring him right down to the floor. Okay, and that's what we want to work with. If he comes in the clinch and he's putting pressure, I can step back and apply. And again, taking my opponent out. So being in a clinch and learning how to work your switch fighting is very, very important. So again, switch fighting techniques. If I'm facing you, the audience, thanks for watching so far, is as I'm working the drills, 1, 2, switch fight, 1, 2. As I come in with this technique, as I step in, I bring my arm back so I cut the time in my attack as I throw my techniques. And notice every time that I'm throwing, I'm here. That looks kind of familiar to anybody throwing techniques in Northern Shaolin Kung Fu. So again, I can only teach what I know. This is what I know, this is what I'm showing. So, thank you very much for coming down. I hope that this works out. I hope everybody understands what we're doing. Again, just because you see these gloves, make a real big note and understand that just because you see gloves, it doesn't mean that we're doing kickboxing. Everything I do is Northern Shaolin. We're just putting form with function. And again, I'll say it, if you're not doing this, if you're not putting function to all your forms and all your techniques, you're wasting time. And I hope that you guys really enjoyed this. I enjoyed it, Shifu Lloyd enjoyed it. Before I end, hang on one tight. Merch, if anybody's interested, come down or just email me, PayPal. If you want these, let me know, inbox me, I'll send them out to you. Again, I want to thank you very much for coming down. Thanks for being a part of our Sanda class today. And remember to subscribe, train hard, live harder, and thanks for being here. Have a good night.